जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग गंधर्विका गिरिधारी जीव की जय। जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग श्री राधा मदन मोहन पंचतत्त्वात्मक श्री गौर हरि की जय। जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग श्री राधा नायनानाथ जीव की जय। जय श्री गौर नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय। जय श्री जगन्नाथ देव की जय। जय नित्यलीला परिस्तोम विष्णुपाद परमहंसास्तत्र सचशिला भक्ति वल्लभ तीर्थ गोसाई महाराज की जय। जय नित्यलीला परिस्तोम विष्णुपाद परमहंसास्तत्र सचशिला भक्ति दयिता माधव गोसाई महाराज की जय। जय नित्यलीला परिस्तोम विष्णुपाद परमहंसास्तत्र सचशिला भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जय। जय परमहंसा शिल गौर किशोर दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय। जय शिला सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय। जय वैष्णव सार्वभौम शिला जगन्नाथ दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय। जय श्री रूपानुग गुरुवरे की जय। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वासुदेव गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपी गो गोवर्धन वृंदावन श्री राधा कुंद श्याम कुंदात्मक श्री ब्रजमंदिर की जय। जय श्री नवद्वीप धाम की जय। जय श्री पुरुषोत्तम धाम की जय। जय श्री बलदेव सुभद्रा जगन्नाथ श्री सुदर्शन चक्र जीव की जय। जय श्री वृंदा देवी तुलसी देवी की जय। जय सर्वविघ्न विनाशनकारी श्री नृसिंह देव की जय। जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। जय समागत भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। गौर परमानंदे हरि। वंदे हम श्री गुरो श्री जुता पद कमला श्री गुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्री रूपं सग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hari Bol, 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 Hari Bol. We are hearing SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM. Now we heard the prachetas It's a big story. So they married that girl and they had sons, and one was Daksha, very expert. And then Prachetas lived in the house for a long time, thousands of years. Then they left home because mother was protected by her son Daksha. Then they went to seashore in the west and they met one liberated soul, Jajoli, and they did bhajan there, and they became equal to all living entities. Then they did yoga asana and pranayama, and they would meditate on uppermost Brahman. And when they were practicing this, that time Narad came to see them. Then they received him, Prachetas, and offered obeisances and worshipped him. Then they asked him questions that you are traveling everywhere like a sun. You drive away all fear, all darkness. So we are very fortunate that we met you. And they admitted we are overly attached to family affairs. And we almost forgot the instructions we received from Lord Shiva. He gave the mantra, and also Lord Vishnu. He blessed them. And then after that they were doing that household creation, procreation they were doing, then they requested their master kindly enlighten us in transcendental knowledge, which may act as a torchlight by which we may cross the dark nations of material existence. Then, when he was asked, then the supreme devotee Narad, who is always absorbed in thoughts of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, began to reply. Narada Uvach Tat Janma Tani Karmani Tat Ayus Tan Mano Vachaha Nrinam Yena Hi Vishvatma Sevyate Harir Ishvaraha. The great sage Narad said, when a living entity is born to engage in devotional service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the Supreme Controller, his birth, all his fruitive activities, his lifespan, his mind, and his words are all factually perfect. Proper utilization. We got everything from Supreme Lord, so we should utilize for his service. That will be perfection. Kim janma bistribir veha shokra savitra yagikeih karma bir vatrai proktei punkshopi vibu dhayusha. A civilized human being has three kinds of births. The first birth is by pure father and mother, and this birth is called birth by semen, that is shokra. The next birth takes place when one is initiated by the spiritual master, and this birth is called savitra, that is that Brahmin initiation. The third birth, called yagika, takes place when one is given the opportunity to worship Lord Vishnu. Despite the opportunities for attaining such births, even if one gets the lifespan of a demigod, if one does not actually engage in the service of the Lord, everything is useless. Similarly, one's activities may be mundane or spiritual, but they are useless if they are not meant for satisfying the Lord. In Vedic society, Vedic civilization, it was like this, that mother and father, they are pure, and you got all these things. Now in Kali Yuga we are not getting, everyone is born as Shudra, but special quality is in Kali Yuga, by Kirtan you can get everything, Hari Kirtan. And another point here is, one's activities may be mundane or spiritual, but they are useless if they are not meant for satisfying the Lord. Like I may chant Harinam, Mahamantra, but I am not doing it to satisfy Supreme Lord, but for getting some knowledge or for getting some name and fame or for something, then that looks like spiritual activity, but it is not. It is useless. That is why it is good if we sit in front of Radha Krishna deity, because Mahamantra means Radha Krishna. So to sit and you see and chant, and with this intention to satisfy them, as a service. Not yogis, they want for getting concentration. That is not bhakti. They are chanting so many mantras, but not for the satisfaction. And we also, it is one kind of offense to Harinam if you are inattentive. So inattentiveness has many meanings. Also Bhaktivinoda Thakur explained there, Harinam Chintamani. One is you are not paying attention to chanting, but another is that you are having so many other desires. So you are not actually attentive to Krishna, who is your master. You are not in his service. So it is good to do chanting like this, or you can think of Radha Krishna deities, remember, and with this intention to chant, to serve them, to satisfy them, then that will be proper chanting. Otherwise it will be useless. Also it is written in Chaitanya Charitamrita, one may do Shravan Kirtan for many lifetimes, but not a drop of prema will come. Means it will be useless. Why? If you commit offenses, means you are having some other desires you are doing. It is not for the satisfaction of Krishna. There is Sangha Siddha Bhakti, Arop Siddha Bhakti. It is in relation to Bhakti, or it is imposed, but we have to do Swarup Siddha Bhakti. Means the forum is correct, like we have these devotional forums like chanting, archan, shravan, like this. Forum should be correct. Because in Arop Siddha and Sangha Siddha, maybe forum, maybe something else, and it is connected somehow to devotion. You earn some money and then you offer for something. That is another thing. But Swarup Siddha Bhakti means the forum is correct, one of devotional forums mentioned in Shastra as a sadhana bhakti, and intent also should be correct. Intent, what is your intention? If intention is not correct, then everything is lost. Our Gurudev told, target, if you miss the target, then everything is useless. You lose. So chanting also, it is not for like just for the sake of chanting or for trying to get something. No. It should be for, with this intention, you have to have such intention that to satisfy Krishna, Radharani, to satisfy them as a service. We say that verse, Krishna Varnam Trisha Krishnam Sango Panga Astra Parshadam Yagyai Sankirtana Prayer Yajanti Hi Sumeda Saha. Here that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not black, but always speaking Krishna, and he came with his associates, weapons, everything. Then Sankirtan Yagya prayer, he is worshipped by Sankirtan Yagya, Yajanti Hi Sumedasaha. They will worship him, those who are intelligent. Worship means for his satisfaction. Sankirtan should be with this intention, to satisfy Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or to satisfy Radha Krishna. Though it is very easy, like most easy forum Krishna gave in this Kali Yuga, but if intention is not right, then even this we will not get. That is why they say, Nira Parade Loile Nam Nira Parade Loile Nam by Premadhan. You will get Premadhan, the wealth of Prema, only if you will do Harinam without offenses. So we have to know about them, we have to avoid, and there is also positively we have to do. When it is written that you should not criticize devotees, it means you should sing their glories. when it is written that you should not think Shiva as same as Vishnu, like independent Ishvar, that means you should think Shiva as a servant of Vishnu. And you should think there is no difference between name, form, attributes, pastimes of Krishna. They are all transcendental and inseparable. And you should worship bona fide Guru. You should not disrespect Guru, thinking him ordinary human being. No, it means you have to worship Guru. And you have to read Shastras. Should not criticize Shastra. You should read and recite and follow. And you should not think Krishna, this name is something imaginary, or that, like Mayavadis, they think Brahman Satya Jagat Mithya. Brahman only is reality, this world is false. So when that Brahman, we cannot meditate, then he comes to take some material form, like Krishna Ram, then that is for getting concentration, because we are not able to that meditation, so we do some bhakti like this, but ultimately this is all illusory. That is offense, Mayavad conception. Krishna's form, name, everything is eternal. And when it is said that this, it is not exaggerated glories of Harinam, those things which are written in Shastra about Harinam, that you cannot commit so many sins as Harinam is able to destroy, that is not exaggeration. But all the glories of holy name and all the effects which are given, they are meant for pure name. Not just any name, pure name. When one chants pure name without offenses and with relation with Krishna, and Harinam appears, descends by his own will, then those effects will be there, and they are not exaggerated. But for Namabhas, that result is not there, and for Namaparat also not. So it is not that just anyone saying Hare Krishna, now he's something. No. There should be knowledge of relation with Krishna, eternal relation, and from that relation, proper intention should be there. You have to chant for Krishna, then that will be pure name. That from this name you can get eternal service of Krishna, love of Godhead, all these things, not with other names. And we should not do sins thinking, okay, Harinam will destroy all sins, so let me do sins during the day, and in the night little I will chant Hare Krishna and everything is solved. No, if with this intention you do, that is offense. You see, intention is very important. And if you think all these pious activities, giving in charity, helping, some yagyas like this, that is all same as Harinam. Harinam also like one good activity. That is wrong. If you have such thinking, then you will not give special attention to Harinam. That is why in this Namaparat, this inattentiveness is connected. Pramat is mentioned there. Sometimes this offense, pramat, or inattentiveness is stated separately. Sometimes it is included in this one. Because if you think all these things are equal, then you will not give proper attention to Harinam. You will think, well, I will do charity, no problem. This is also good. Same thing. So, then you will not give proper attention. So we have to give proper attention to Harinam, and we should not give Harinam to those who are not having faith in Krishna and who are not willing to hear about Krishna for some other motives. If we want to give them Harinam, that will be offense to Harinam. First you have to awaken faith. Then you can instruct about Harinam, not just directly. Then if you keep this attachment of I and mine, even after hearing the glories of Harinam, then that is also aparat. You should think, I belong to Krishna, everything belongs to Krishna, everything is meant for him. When you will chant without offenses for Krishna satisfaction, then this is right chanting and this will take you to Golok Vrindavan, otherwise not. So here Narad Goswami, our Gurudev, is in our preceptorial channel. One's activities may be mundane or spiritual, outwardly looks like spiritual, but they are useless if they are not meant for satisfying the Lord. Who will have this, that to satisfy? One who will know about his relation with Krishna. Our Gurudev told, when mother gives birth to child, then automatically she will love the child. There is no need to teach her because of relation. That is why when Nityananda Prabhu went preaching, he was telling, Krishna is your mother, Krishna is your father, Krishna is everything. You please worship him, you chant his name and you learn about him. With this sambandha you have to say, first that faith should be awakened. Who are you? Who is Supreme Lord? That relation should be awakened, informed and awakened. Then you can instruct about chanting. Otherwise chanting will go some other direction and that will not be good. So it is not like, yes, Maha Mantra is transcendental. That is true. Maha Mantra is transcendental. So just telling everyone, you chant. That is not. Maha Mantra is transcendental, that Maha Mantra which descends to a surrendered soul, one who is inclined to serve Krishna, that Maha Mantra is transcendental. Otherwise it is not. Otherwise it is alphabet. That is why you will find in Bhaktivinoda Thakur's books, Harinam Chintamani, that first you have to awaken faith, either by loudly chanting, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When you are awakened soul, when you are in the service of Krishna, actually, like one awakened person can awake another sleeping person. Otherwise it's impossible. If I am sleeping, how I can awake another sleeping person? So first I have to be awake. What means awake? I have to be engaged in the service of Krishna really. Then if I loudly chant Harinam for the satisfaction of Krishna, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did, or if I speak Harikatha for the satisfaction of Krishna, or if I do Arati, everything I do for the satisfaction of Krishna, then this will awaken faith in others. That faith is first step of devotion. Faith will be awakened, then you will tell further. But first, Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, like Nagar Sankirtan, one who is pure devotee has to lead Nagar Sankirtan, then that name will awaken faith, and those who will have their faith awakened, those who have Sukriti, they will approach. And only to those you should instruct chanting Harinam. Not just Maha Mantra is transcendent, so just like this. You can chant, but not instruct others for chanting unless you see there is faith in Krishna proper. And first you need to have. Shrutena tapasavakim vachobishchita vrittibih buddhyavakim nipunaya bale nendriya radasa. Without devotional service, what is the meaning of severe austerities? The process of hearing, the power of speech, the power of mental speculation, elevated intelligence, strength, and the power of the senses. No use without devotional service. Because if you water at the root of tree, then everyone will be benefited. If you give food to the stomach, then whole body will be benefited. But if you give to the leaf of tree, or if you give to the hand food, then everything will be useless. So you may do so many austerities. Hiranyakashipu did very hard austerities, and he got so much power. 3 worlds he took, but that is no use. Ultimately he was killed. He was not happy. Though he conquered 3 worlds, what to speak of conquering one country here in this world? He conquered 3 worlds by his power. Everyone was afraid of him. He was controlling everyone based on fear. Even oceans, they gave minerals out of fear. The seasons, that means the trees, they were giving fruits whole time, not only season, the whole time out of fear. But he was not happy. So it is all useless, these things. Then he had to drink alcohol because he was not happy. There it is in Bhagavatam. He got everything, still he was not satisfied. Then he started these things also. So what is the use? We all want to be happy and not to suffer, but this will not give. What will give is devotional service. So like Shravan, you can hear, you can speak, everything you can do. But if your intention is not to satisfy Krishna and big intelligence, you can argue like anything, you have physical strength, everything, what is the use? Nothing. Narad is telling us, Kim va yogena shankyena nyasa swadhyaya yorapi kim va shreyobir anyescha na yatratma prado harihi. Transcendental practices that do not ultimately help one realize the Supreme Personality of Godhead are useless. See again, transcendental practices. If you are not doing with proper intention, then Krishna will not descend. Sevan mukhe hi jivado swayam eva spurate ada. Krishna's name, form, attributes, all pastimes, you cannot get unless you are sevan mukata, inclined to serve. What means serve? To do for his satisfaction. Transcendental practices that do not ultimately help one realize the Supreme Personality are useless. How? We cannot realize. Rupa Goswami told, Na bhavet grajyam indri. You cannot realize unless you are inclined to serve. How you will be inclined to serve if you are not knowing your eternal relation with Him? So yeah, transcend Maha Mantra transcended all this and just giving. That will not lead to devotion to Krishna, which is the point of preaching. Point of preaching is to engage people for the service of Krishna, to satisfy Krishna, not for collecting followers or money or name and fame like this. So preaching should be correct. Preaching should be to satisfy Krishna. Preaching means Krishna does not like to see jivas suffering because of misuse their relative independence they wanted to enjoy. So if you make them inclined to serve Krishna, then Krishna will be happy. Like father will be happy getting his son, lost son back. But we have to preach for Krishna's service, not for any other ulterior motive. Otherwise, that will not be preaching. And that will not be service to Krishna, you will not get anything. You may collect so much money, so much followers, so much name and fame, but no devotion, then what is the use? You will not be happy, you cannot make others happy. So, be they mystic yoga practices, the analytical study of matter, severe austerity, the acceptance of sannyas, or the study of Vedic literature. All these may be very important aspects of spiritual advancement, but unless one understands the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, all these processes are useless. Shreyasam api sarvesham atma hyavadir arta taha. Sarvesham api bhutanam harir atmatmada priya. Factually, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the original source of all self-realization. Consequently, the goal of all auspicious activities, karma, jnana, yoga, and bhakti, is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You will find in Bhagavad Gita, first Krishna prescribes karma, action regulated or instructed by Vedic Shastra. That is first step, to follow Varna, Ashram, Dharma, according to your nature, to do your prescribed duties. And at first, we may do like for enjoying some fruit. That is sakama, that karma. But gradually, you have to learn to do karma or your duty for the sake of duty, not in order to enjoy the fruits. Fruits are enjoyed by Supreme Lord. That will purify your heart. Nishkama Karma Yoga. Then you become qualified for jnana, because you realize you are not this matter. You are not Satya Guna, you are not Brahmin, Kshatriya, no. You are spirit. You will still do those duties, but not with that ego. I am Brahmin. In order to maintain your life and in order to be example for others, but you will want liberation. And then yoga means same. You will want to meditate on Paramatma, but ultimately Krishna told you have to practice bhakti, transcendental pure bhakti, service to me. You give up all other dharmas, all duties. only you surrender to me. That is the ultimate. And by that complete surrender, we can realize Supreme Personality of Godhead and ourselves in relation to Him, and that is qualifying us for real life. Real life means your constitutional position, your function, eternal servant of Krishna, and you will do that wherever you are, either in Goloka or if you are sent for preaching, you will serve Krishna everywhere. Then that is real life, and that is no any illusion there. Narad, when he comes to this world, he can travel anywhere. He is not under illusion. He is rescuing others from illusion because he sees the truth, Tattadarshi. Wherever he sees Krishna. Yata taha. See, this is now. One second. This. Yatha taror mula nishechanena. Tripyanti tat skanda bujo pashakaha. Prano pahara cha yatendriyanam. Tathaiva sarvarhanam achyuteja. This verse we have to always keep in mind. This is very famous verse. We have to keep in mind all the time. Otherwise we will go astray, we will deviate. As pouring water on the root of a tree energizes the trunk, branches, twigs and everything else, and as supplying food to the stomach enlivens the senses and limbs of the body, simply worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead through devotional service automatically satisfies the demigods who are parts of that Supreme Personality of Godhead. Not only demigods, everyone. But here it is meant like this, that you need not worship separately anyone. By worshipping Supreme Lord, you will do service to all. So one who has such faith, what he will do? He will do only service of Krishna, nothing else. In this Kali Yuga, it means to chant his name for his satisfaction. And Prabhupada there wrote in one letter, Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, that chanting Harinam includes doing all other duties which facilitate this chanting. So, doing job does not mean that you are not serving Krishna. If you do job for earning money by which you will survive and by which you will chant Harinam or do some Vaishnav Sevaditi like this, then that is not outside. So one who has such faith, then he cannot do any other service. Whatever he will do, everything, the target will be to serve Krishna. And only if someone has such faith, by serving Krishna you serve all, and he is ready to serve Krishna according to scriptural injunctions which are given by Krishna. Who can say what Krishna likes? Krishna himself can tell, or his devotee. So Krishna himself told in Shastra what we have to do to satisfy him. So only one who has this faith, by serving Krishna you serve all, and he understood only I will serve Krishna, nothing else, and he is ready to obey bona fide Guru who is a devotee of Krishna, and he is giving instructions to satisfy Krishna according to scripture, he only is entitled or qualified to get Harinam initiation. Otherwise it will be offense on the part of Guru. If he gives Harinam initiation to someone who does not have such faith and who is not ready to follow rules and regulations for the satisfaction of Krishna given by Krishna himself, then what is the use of that initiation? That is not service of Krishna. It is trying to collect disciples or money or these things. It is not service of Krishna. But initiating someone in the service of Krishna, that is service of Krishna. Krishna will be happy. So, first, Shraddha should be awakened, and also that Shraddha in Guru and scripture, and if he is ready to follow. Because there's so many pseudo-gurus. Shiva told to Parvati, so many pseudo-gurus, so-called gurus. They want money, name and fame, these things. So they will say, no problem, you just take mantra. They will not say you have to follow Ekadashi fast. They will not say you should not eat meat. You cannot eat what cannot be offered to Supreme Lord. You should not do this illicit sex. You should not do. They will not say. You can eat, no problem. Because they are not actually servants of Krishna. Servant of Krishna will want to serve Krishna. So he will instruct what is for the satisfaction of Krishna. Krishna told Ekadashi, following and chanting Harinam, all those devotional forms. Guru has to tell. But you will find in India, also here in West, they just come and give mantra and other things no. Because if you tell other things, then they will not come. They will not want. But that is not real Guru. And both will go to hell. Means in material existence, because that is not service of Krishna. Guru, his target is to satisfy Krishna. He is a servant of Krishna. Then he can give service. Yateva suryat prabhavanti varaha punaschatasmin pravishanti kale bhutani bhumau stira jangamani tatha haro eva guna pravahah. During the rainy season, water is generated from the sun, and in due course of time, during the summer season, the very same water is again absorbed by the sun. Similarly, all living entities moving and inert are generated from the earth, and again, after some time, they all return to the earth as dust. Similarly, everything emanates from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and in due course of time, everything enters into Him again. Before I forgot to tell, I remembered, but then I forgot. Our Gurudev told once one devotee came to him from one Western country. Gurudev, 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 give me blessing that I may chant 64 rounds daily. Then Gurudev said, no. How can I say this to you? I know you cannot do. You can do maybe 2-3 days, 1 week, like you can do. But you cannot do all the time. I know this. So if I will instruct you to do this and you will not do, then it will be offense. Aparat, disobeying. So I will not tell you. You have to chant sincerely how much you can, and then from this same country, but in that country, one devotee asking that about this 64 rounds chanting, then Guru said, then you will only think about the number. You will not think about Krishna. You will only think about numbers, so much more I have to chant and this. And we think, oh, I will chant 64 rounds. Why? For then I will be proud. I am chanting 64 rounds. And this in relation to that previous topic. We may do like transcendental activities, but with wrong intention, like for name and fame or for something. So Gurudev told, you will chant, but you will all the time think about the number. And why you will think about the number? Because then you will be great. You will think. So Gurudev says, you chant sincerely for the satisfaction of Krishna. It may be less number. That is no harm. It may be slow chanting. That is no harm. But chanting should be for the satisfaction of Krishna. That goal should be there. Otherwise, everything is useless. Now, Gurudev did not say so much, but I am explaining what was his point. Gurudev only said, you will only think about the number. So you chant sincerely. So this means that without devotion, everything is useless. And devotion means what? We have to be devoted to Krishna, means for his satisfaction. That should be our intention and forum also. So here we see water is absorbed by the sun and then again falls down. And all living entities, their bodies, they come from earth, and at the end they will go to earth. You are dust, and you are from dust, and into dust you will go. But that is not our real self. That is only body. Body is from earth, and it will go to earth eventually. But Atma is not this. And for Atma also, Jato va imani bhutani jayante. Jeno jatani jivante. Jat prajanti abhishang vishanti. Tad bijigya sasva. Tat eva brahma. You should inquire about Brahma, means supreme person. Who is he? From him all living entities are coming. By him all are maintained. Into him all will go. Ultimately, they will go. So here, similarly, everything emanates from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All Shaktis, all his Shaktis. Marginal potency, external potency, and spiritual internal potency, everything coming from him. And it enters into him, always with him. He is Sarva Shakti Man, he is controller. Others are controlled. Ekala Ishwar Krishna are Sabhritya. All are controllers. In Leela, if you see from Leela point, then that is another, but that we cannot understand without first coming to level of understanding. We have to know by Tattva how it is. Then in Leela it will seem like different, but that you should not misunderstand and for some other motives. Etat padam tad jagat atmanah param sakrit vibhatam savitur yatha prabha yata savo jagrati supta shaktayo dravya kriya jnana bida brahmatyayaha. Just as the sunshine is non-different from the sun, the cosmic manifestation is also non-different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Supreme Personality is therefore all-pervasive within this material creation. When the senses are active, they appear to be part and parcel of the body. But when the body is asleep, their activities are unmanifest. Similarly, the whole cosmic creation appears different and yet non-different from the Supreme Person. That is Achintya Bheda Abheda, inseparable. Shakti and Shaktiman, and in that sense they are same and different at the same time. Inconceivably means you have to realize by your transcendental senses. This is the Vedic Siddhanta, Achintya Bheda Abheda. There is some argument, some are saying Advaitavad, some are saying Kevala Advaita or all this, but ultimate development is Achintya Bheda Abheda, and you have to realize it on transcendental platform. Yatha nabasi abra tamah prakasha bhavanti bhupa na bhavanti anukramat evam pare brahmani shaktaya stvamu rajas tamah satam iti pravahah. My dear kings, sometimes in the sky there are clouds, sometimes there is darkness, and sometimes there is illumination. The appearance of all this takes place consecutively. Similarly, in the Supreme Absolute, the modes of passion, darkness, and goodness appear as consecutive energies. Sometimes they appear and sometimes they disappear. This creation always is going, then maintenance, then destruction, and again like this. This is the Shrishti Lila, without beginning and no end. That is his Lila, one kind of Lila, out of unlimited other Lilas. Those jivas who are attracted to enjoy Maya, they will enter into this. Those Tatashta Shakti jivas, those who are Sarup Shakti jivas or beings, they never are attracted to Maya. Only Tatashta Shakti jivas, we may be. Some accept the service of Krishna, some want to enjoy Maya, and that is mistake. Then they have to suffer. Then when Sukriti and Sadhu Sangha, and then they can come out. Tomorrow we will hear about Gadadhar Pandit Goswami's appearance day. Then Saturday is one Maharaj. If there is some more time, then we can continue this Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hari Bol, 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 Hari Bol. जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांगो गांधर्विका गिरिधारी जी की जय। जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांगो श्री राधा मदन मोहन पंचतत्वात्मक श्री गौर हरि की जय। जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांगो श्री राधा नयननाथ जी की जय। जय श्री गौर नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय। जय श्री जगन्नाथ देव की जय। जय पतित पावन शिला गुरुदेव की जय। जय शिल परम गुरुदेव की जय। जय शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। जय श्री रूपानुग गुरुवरे की जय। जय श्री पंचतत्व प्रभु की जय। जय श्री वृंदा देवी तुलसी देवी की जय। जय सर्व विघ्न विनाशनकारी श्री नृसिंह देव की जय। जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। जय समागत भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि बोल। थैंक यू ऑल। दंडवत प्रणाम। हरि बोल।